Okay, this tutorial will show you how to, as briefly as possible, create a new Wikipedia page if you find that your chosen artist has no page yet. Uh, this could be especially exciting or kind of satisfying if you've chosen someone who doesn't really have an established career yet as an artist, or someone that that has a reputation locally, or is a friend of a friend or something. Try not to do a good friend or good buddy. That's sort of frowned upon. But don't do yourself. Don't create a page for yourself. There's the idea that there might be a conflict of interest. But I would recommend anyone who has not taken a class with Arthur Sims. He doesn't have a page yet. He's the head of the LaGuardia Fine Arts department, and his work is great. So he could be a good person to choose if you haven't chosen someone yet, or any of the any of the faculty at LaGuardia could be fun. Not me, because you have a conflict of interest there, but otherwise go to town. But the artist I'm choosing to do today is Andrew Ross, a younger guy. I recently saw his show in LIC, and I'm familiar with his work. And I'm looking him up to see if he has a page. Andrew Ross. I see some Andrew Rosses here. It's a common name, so you have to be careful if you find someone with a pretty common name. You want to kind of look through. None of these people are the Andrew Ross I'm looking for. If they do have a common name, and there are several famous Andrew Rosses out there, typically artists or the person is given kind of classification for what they are known to do, so why they are notable. So Andrew Ross, artist. And I've actually done some research already to determine that he is notable. I'm going to now search for him. Artist. I don't see anything for him. So now, yeah, it says the page artist Ross artist does not exist. You can ask for it to be created, but consider checking the search results below. I look. I got nothing. So now I'm going to click on it. I can either click on it here or ask for it to be created. And I think I've logged in with a special new login account, which I've just started. If I click on this, it says there are different ways to edit Wikipedia. It used to be the case that anyone who just signed on could create a new page and it would go live immediately. But now there's a couple tiers of oversight or buffer before things go live when you just start out. At a certain point, when you're editing, when you've done 10 edits, then you're kind of freed up to go live with any new page you want to generate. But they're being very careful about bots and people who are trying to take advantage of the kind of open platform. So you can what it recommends you for you to do is go with in your sandbox to start out. We can also do the article wizard. I think this is the best way to go. So start creating. Click on the article wizard. You can edit in your sandbox. Let's go, and that's just a place for you to play around and try things out before you actually start editing. And you can definitely go there and then submit it later on. But let's pretend that you've already kind of written up the little bit of content that you'll be adding, and you have your the links to your two citations. Once again, 2 paragraphs and 2 citations. I'm sorry, 2 sentences and 2 citations are required. I've written a little bit more. If you're writing a new page, you might want to look at other artist pages just to see the sort of format that they use. It doesn't have to be exact or anything like that, but it might give you some help to know how they typically introduce an artist or a person of note. Andrew Ross, born 1989, I didn't get that much information, just 2 kind of statements about his work from different sources. So let's go next. It'll be rejected if it's not notable, blah, 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 blah. You can read this stuff. This is stuff you've already read through during the semester. Next. Common mistakes. I'm not connected to the subject. you're all ready to go. When you create your draft, it will not be seen by external search engines. However, when you finish, you'll be able to submit it to be reviewed by our volunteers. Reviews can take a long time, so it's not a big deal. We don't have to go live right off the bat. But since you make this edit in this draft, I will be able, or I should be able to see that you've done so. And that'll be enough for the purposes of our assignment. And I think we just will type in this again. Is that right? Create new article draft. Okay. Yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely want to be in visual editor. Okay. Enter the content. And it says, remember to paraphrase. Please remember to paraphrase. Once you hit the publish button, your draft is saved in a public drafting area. You may continue to work on your draft as long as you like. There's no deadline, but bear in mind that the draft isn't edited. If the draft isn't edited in 6 months, it may be deleted. If the draft is declined, you will still be able to edit it. So once you hit publish, you've submitted it, and people will review. You know, it won't go live immediately, but whatever. So let's, okay, do not remove. We can just paste our stuff in now. Paste all this in. Copy, paste. And I wanted to cite this first statement. You can read it if you want. And my first statement was Brooklyn Rail. And you can, this is Brooklyn Rail article, and you cite, once again, by doing this, citations. And if you are just searching via an online journal or something like that, you know, remember it's a respectable journal like the Brooklyn Rail, like Art Forum, Art News, Art in America, New York Times, whatever, not somebody's personal blog. If you're establishing 2 respectable articles written about them, here's one. And if you have something just that's a web page online, you should be able to plug in the address, the web address, and automatically generate your citation. If you're actually retrieving your information from a journal that you found via a portal like the LaGuardia Library portal, you might have to type it in manually or use their citation generator within whatever database you're searching to do so, because Wikipedia won't be able to retrieve this information from that portal. So in the case of this, it was able to retrieve that just fine. So I have that there. And now I'm going to put a second citation down here. And my other citation is going to be the Art Forum citation. I want to make sure, yeah, this is the right one. Okay, and so that's the one that, yeah. And I'll do the same thing. Okay, so those are both in there. And at this point, I would hit publish. But instead of doing this, I don't want to just set it in some long, the back of some line. So I'm actually going to go back in. I've done a little bit of research on him. I'm going to use my main account so that I can actually make this live right away. And it might be stripped down, it might be changed, it might be outright deleted. I think my write-up is not the most coherent thing ever, but it gets the points across, I believe. So that's all I do. You publish, let's see what happens. And then describe what you changed if you want to, and it'll get in the back of the line, and eventually, since you're doing good work, it will be accepted. For my purposes, I'm not going to do it today. And that's really it. Once you've hit your publish, and it goes into a published draft form, your work is done. And we'll just double check that I can see it. And that's the end. Thanks.